Got a nice little nose of it.
I think it's maybe one of the better ones.
Yeah. I agree.
It's
So
ranked
that's
right
it.
up there.
That's the Elijah Craig Barrel Proof.
Yeah.
And how
1789.
strong was it?
124.8 or something like that.
Yeah,
got a set of
seems
huevos
right.
on it, man.
Yeah, it packs a punch here. It's good. It's really flavorful.
You know, my eyesight. I mean, I'm looking at that. My eyes. I'm gonna have to get glasses or something.
You should.
It's at that point.
It happens to all of us.
Yeah.
I was filling out. I was doing something. I don't know what the hell. I was out on a job site or something, and someone handed me some papers to look at, and I couldn't fucking read it.
Did you get your phone out and like magnify it and everything?
Let me get this straight. You go out to sites to assess damage, but you can't see.
I couldn't read the fine print that was on there.
It's funny.
Well, it's just like when we try to read these bottles, right?
Oh, I know.
We can't do it anymore.
Some of them are ridiculous, though.
Yeah,
Like,
even with
it-
good eyesight.
Sure,
It's all the
blame it on
fancy
that.
old English script.
Yes, and
you
it's
know.
like Pico print.
Oh, it's the
Pico
font.
font.
That's the problem.
Yes.
All right, well, welcome back to Dudes Like Us podcast. We haven't we haven't done it in a while.
Yeah, we skipped last week because
Was it just 1 week?
Was it one or two?
Feels like two.
It does feel like two.
Yeah, whatever.
I don't know. Yeah, I know we skipped last week because we had the ice that kind of flew through for
Oh yeah,
the
and
week.
then I
we had our
delayed it.
annual ice storm.
Yeah, and I delayed it because last time I went to the doctor was scheduled the day after podcast, and it kind of fucked up some of my blood work.
Right.
I mean, the whole city was. I don't want to say it was shut down completely, but I mean, for the most part, it really was.
Well, I think
Well, they shut the school systems down.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
school was down for 4 days.
again, I grew up north and I drove in the winter
Oh, here we go.
every year.
Here we go, Sean.
But it's
Uphill
different down
both
here.
ways.
No, I'm not saying I know how.
I know.
It's different down here because it's not snow. And I was trying to explain that to my sister because they got, a foot of snow. And the city doesn't shut down. Never
No.
did. Cities don't shut down up there. You still go to work and school when there's 2 feet of snow out there.
Let's say early in the winter season, Cincinnati has a big ice storm that would shut them down.
They don't have ice storms up there, though.
Right. I'm
like
just
we
saying,
have down here.
Like I was going to say, if they
Ice
had
storms
one,
would shut any city down.
That's exactly right.
But
Exactly
I tell you what, I bet they wouldn't because they don't get those. So they would probably think, oh, this is
I
just
think they're more
normal shit.
prepared though. They've got better
Well, they are.
trucks.
They have infrastructure
you know.
to take care of it, right? So you got plows. You actually have salt. You don't have sand, which they do
Yeah.
down here, right? I know there's some areas they put
I mean, they
blue-
can do salt here. Why wouldn't they? If it's
Well,
more effective than
It's not.
sand.
It's not cost effective.
Is that what it is?
Well, it's bad for your vehicles too.
Yeah, it causes a lot of erosion.
Yeah. It's bad for the vehicles.
Interesting.
And you don't really need it down here because this is the first ice storm we really had in a couple years, right?
Yeah, no, it's true.
So
Well, but then you think about it. What the value of converting to salt. First of all, is it better? I don't think you weigh the value of someone's life. Well, what would that accident have been had we used salt instead?
That's a good point. I
You
mean,
know.
if they're sanding overpasses and it's not preventing wrecks,
no,
then
sand
I
doesn't
would.
do much of anything when there's
Yeah, I don't
ice.
think so. That's freaking just
Well,
makes
then,
your
then
car
that's
dirty.
totally stupid.
Yeah.
If they're using sand.
I think
Yeah.
salt's far more effective. It breaks it up, and people just got to drive careful.
Well, but guys, that doesn't even make sense, right? I mean, their job, they run these trucks out there in preparation for an ice storm. They're all ready to go on the side of the road, and you're telling me they're dropping stuff that's not working? That can't
They
be.
do have
It
a
can't be.
chemical. They do have a chemical that will melt the ice. It's not salt, but they don't use it everywhere. I think they use it on overpasses and stuff, like the big ones,
They
right? Like
had-
the high five and
Maybe
shit
They,
like
it's
that.
yellow
they failed.
corn.
They failed to
Could
do a
be
couple
yellow-
of the
yellow corn.
overpasses because there were a few memes out there in Dallas
Yeah.
that were featured. People trapped on the overhead, just
Yeah.
spinning ridiculously out of
I
control.
saw one clip, and it was on 35, just south of downtown. You guys would recognize it immediately, right? And there's like 7 cars, all pointed in different directions, and none of them have been wrecked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It was the weirdest. It was the weirdest scene I was looking at, and people were getting out and trying to push their cars and slipping on
Yeah.
the ice. And
Well, I
was
think
kinda funny.
what people, especially transplants that come here, like the Northerners, like me, right?
oh, I know how to drive.
Well, that's what you
well,
think.
oh,
This is just another storm, and then they
Yeah.
get out there and they realize it's not
Ice
yeah.
is
This
different.
is fucking-
because you're going down and you just slide off the road.
you can't navigate on ice.
You
Right,
remember
sorry.
that horrific mass pileup
I was on 35, wasn't it?
Oh,
That was
it's
bad.
awful. No, actually, I think it was in Fort Worth, but it wasn't 35. And that's when people
There
were
was blind.
videoing. Remember, they were videoing.
Oh yeah, these trucks
and
are
one
just
car
flying.
after another, boom, boom, boom. It was just made
Yeah,
my
there were cars that
stomach
were
sick.
launching.
It made me sick to my stomach. It killed a
It's
number
because
of
they were
people, too.
hauling ass 70 miles
Yep.
per hour, 85 miles per
Around
hour,
that-
and boom,
around that turn. Yep.
boom.
That's one thing you can't do in this shit. You can't speed, and you get the idiots who think they can do it. I've got a 4-wheel truck. No, all that means is all 4 wheels are going to be spinning.
That's right. And
Yeah.
that means
You know?
that means all 4 wheels are not grabbing.
Correct, because the 4-wheel
pavement.
drive doesn't do shit on ice.
No,
It
yeah,
doesn't.
it doesn't.
I enjoy driving on slippery surfaces like that, like the ice and snow with front wheel drive.
So you're that guy that does donuts on purpose.
No, I don't do donuts. You can't really do
can't really do
donuts with
donuts with
front wheel
front-wheel drive.
drive, but
You can't.
No.
that's a
Can't you go really fast and then
We
turn
could
the
slide.
wheel real quick?
We used to do that up. We used to do that up in Cincinnati, where I grew up. I remember we every year, of course, snows up there. And after I graduated college, I delivered furniture for a year, trying to find a regular job. And so I worked at a furniture store with my buddy, who I actually ended up moving down here with. And the furniture truck, the delivery truck, was a big box truck. And he'd be like, "Let's go." And he'd grab the
No.
keys, and we go to the parking lot.
Oh my God!
And there's nothing around. We're in this huge box truck, just doing donuts,
This is
spinning
the-
around.
that
But
is
he's the
worst
guy
idea
that
ever.
fucked up somebody's car, and I can just see your friend like never happened. And he's driving the tank. Those trucks, box truck, what are they called?
There's a big
Boxcar?
box truck. Yeah,
Yeah, why wouldn't
They're
there
built
be a
like
danger
tanks.
of it tipping over? I mean, I think that would be.
we didn't. I mean, it was
Not a good
it was
idea.
Nuts. It was nuts. It was a big parking lot, so there were no cars.
Yeah,
But
sure.
you had light poles, and you had
Mhm.
some of the. They
Your
had
friend's
some,
listening right now.
Yeah, try
No.
to explain to your boss why the truck is on its side
in
in the
a
parking lot.
random parking lot.
Yeah,
Well,
Yeah, and what are
Get
these
gas.
beer cans doing back here?
over, boss.
Why is Jeff in the back? What the hell?
Right.
right. Yeah.
Oh, my
no.
God.
So we used to do that. So it was stupid. You look back at it, but it was fun at the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
I don't think I've never. I mean, I just enjoy driving with front wheel drive out there because it's kind of like driving a boat. You just aim the wheel that direction. Eventually, you'll go. Just kind of like pump it.
Not always. Sometimes
Not
it goes.
always.
Yeah.
You're trying to go like this, and it just doesn't work.
Yep.
I've also hydroplaned. Have you guys hydroplaned?
That's pretty scary.
That is scary,
It is.
and a lot of people react inappropriately and wreck.
Right.
So
Well, how much was this Elijah Craig barrel proof?
it was
1789.
$75.
It is
75? Wow.
outstanding.
Yeah. Look, really, this is
Outstanding.
high
Yeah.
quality.
I'm going to give this a rare 8.5, maybe even a 9.
Yeah, this was one of the
One of the
better
best
ones.
I think we've ever tried.
Yeah, I think it
quite
ranks up there
honestly.
with the Weller 107.
I mean, for this proof, for this flavor, that finish, there's no burn.
Yeah, it's.
I don't taste much of a burn. Maybe
That's good.
maybe everything's burned off back there, but
I think we're losers.
yeah, it could
Yeah,
be.
It is.
It could be a really good explanation.
Speaking of losers, did we talk about the AC/DC concert we went to? The speaker kitchen.
Actually,
fire?
we did. Yeah, we talked
did?
about it in our last podcast. Yeah.
yeah,
Got blown up on that. I talked to the doctor about that today. It was just getting blown up in general, and I was thinking, dude, what's going on? Is
you're like, doctor, I don't understand. I had 10 drinks in 15 minutes. How could I get blown up like that?
Huh, well, it's like, hey, man, do you come to at a certain age where you just get drunk faster? And he was just like, you're an idiot.
So are you serious? He didn't,
No, he didn't say that.
entertain.
He just looked at
anything
you
at all?
like
He just
really?
rolled his eyes at you.
Well, he was like, well, how much did you drink? And I was kind of like, and then I started counting them, and I was like, well,
Never mind.
yeah.
Well, let's see. We ordered 6 rounds. On each of those, we dumped our own little bottle in there. So that's 12. I mean, come on.
All
Yeah,
right,
we
so
were
there's
just- we were morons.
There's another event coming up. I think it's this weekend.
No, it's the 18th.
It's the 18th.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
The Motley Crue and someone else, right?
Yeah.
The Motley Crue is the 18th. If there's another one this weekend, then it's something
No,
different.
No,
it's the
there
Motley
was,
Crue
yeah,
one.
it was whoever was with Motley Crue. It's the other
Yeah.
band I wasn't all that excited about, but it's not Iron Maiden, is it?
Winger?
No.
It's not.
What the
definitely-
fuck?
I think it's Warrant.
Oh,
It might be Warrant and Motley Crue.
gotcha.
Rat.
Rat?
Rat, I'd be okay with
Yeah,
Rat.
Rat has some good stuff.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
Oh
I
my
could
God.
totally be okay with Rat. But who's playing?
Out of the cellar.
We don't know. huh?
Motley Crue and the cover bands, and I don't know who the other band was.
Well, regardless, we've got 10 tickets. So
yeah.
we got to fill them. And
I know I'm not.
you're out. That's fine. But I mean, even if you want to go, I mean, I made a pledge. I'm a beer only.
Beer only.
Well, that's what we did at the AC/DC Metallica concert.
That didn't happen.
Well, I know.
It didn't.
I went in there going,
only,
I'm just drinking beer, and I had 4 or 5 beers,
Yeah, that's
and then a shot started showing
hell,
up.
the
an
beers were
old-fashioned.
expensive too,
a
though,
shot
weren't
showed
they?
up. That's exactly what happened.
But the beers were expensive too. I mean, I bought 6 beers, and that cost $50-something.
I bought 2.
That's stupid. That place.
Yeah.
We need to bring the bladder.
Even though you have to manage it better, though. You can't be spraying on everybody.
No, I'm just gonna bring in a 10-pack of bourbons and just order iced tea.
It's almost like you need to bring in a Camelback thing. Let's just have a straw, like old fashions in there.
No, we talked about a bandolier. A bandolier with little minis in it.
No. I'm just gonna order some water. I'll order something to eat, and I'll just throw in my own bourbons in there. Just have bourbon water. Fuck them. I don't care.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they've got.
I mean, think about it. If I come in and I mean, you can put them in your pocket,
Yeah, no, I did.
and you know what? If I
did.
the 4 or 5 that are in my pocket, if I run through them, I'll just go outside and refill.
There you go.
Come on.
So the last time we were there, I had my first Boilermaker. That was interesting.
Did you like it? I think you liked it.
It
Is that where
wasn't
you
bad.
drop a bourbon into a beer?
That's right.
Huh.
That's right.
Yeah, because you're like, what do we? Because
I
you,
think-
you put
Yeah,
you put a bottle in yours, you dumped it into
Yeah,
something, and he was like, "Well, I got a beer, I can't mix it with that." I was like, "Sure, you can. Let's go to Boilermaker,"
And I was like, okay, I've heard of a Boilermaker.
and you did it.
I did. and
That's
I
some old
enjoyed it.
school
I
shit,
enjoyed it.
Boilermakers. I mean, your stepdad Alan would know all about that.
Oh
but
yeah.
that's some old school stuff of Boilermakers, and it was just a simple way for them to be able to. Because back then, that came out in the 20s, 30s, where the bourbon
Just rock
was
gut.
not the bourbon. That shit was made in like bathtubs. You know, it was just bad.
So he was in Pueblo, and he talked about there was an iron works, place.
Yeah,
And all those guys would get off of work, and they would go to the bar that he was at.
at like 6 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they worked
Yeah.
a night shift.
And every time they would order Boilermakers. That's mine. That's my beer.
I knew that. I was just testing.
Yeah,
It's
he's-
essentially 2
he's-
drinks in one.
He's touching
right?
my beer, Jeff.
Well,
Is he caressing it?
Yeah.
Oh, don't caress my beer.
Sorry about that.
Anyway, yeah, that was my first Boilermaker experience. So that was cool.
I've actually never had one. Was it good?
It was good. It was good.
Usually, they used to do them in college, and I never did one because I wasn't a big whiskey drinker in college. I
Right.
drink beer, and that's it. But I know some people when they do it, they drop the whole shot glass in the beer.
I think that's what you're supposed to do. Yes, that's
You
my
just don't take the
understanding
mini
too.
that's
You
like-
don't take it and just pour it in there. But
Right.
I had no choice, of course. But
Because I think you drop it in the foam, kind of mixes everything,
yeah,
and you're fishing out a shot glass at the end. But
yeah. Sounds good. Sounds good. All right, so we have a couple things that happened this week and are happening this weekend. So this weekend Super Bowl
oh yeah, what's the
got the Eagles
Eagles and the
and the Chiefs.
Kansas City Chiefs?
And I'm not gonna lie, I'm done with rooting for the Chiefs, but I can't stand the Eagles. So this is like the first. I think this is the first Super Bowl where I really
I'm not
couldn't-
watching.
I couldn't give a rat's ass who wins.
Yeah, I'm not.
Oh, you're going to be in town this week.
Yeah, I'll be here.
What are we doing for the Super Bowl?
Yeah, we haven't. Well, I mean,
We'll figure it out at halftime,
yeah.
or at
What?
least discuss.
Oh,
No,
during this
halftime of
halftime.
this,
Oh, I was
yeah.
like, what the fuck, man? No.
Yeah.
Halftime of the
halftime
Super
of the
Bowl.
Super Bowl.
Hey, what are we doing?
Hey, where are we watching the second half?
Well, because what I'm saying is that I've got the roller TV, so I mean we
Oh.
can have 2 TVs, you know.
Ooh.
2 TVs, both being the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that sounds
Just
great.
saying. So
Yeah, sure,
there's-
whatever. I mean, you have to watch the Super Bowl. You can't not watch it.
Yeah.
But I really don't care about who wins. So
Yeah,
basically, I'm looking for
I do.
a good game.
I'm way out of the Chiefs. I
yeah.
dislike them, and
Yeah, I'm
again,
burnt out on them. Fuck
not
I'm
a-
burned out on them too. I mean,
I'm
I'm
not-
sorry. How many? They're the last 4 AFC championship games.
Well, that's how you felt with the Patriots for a while. So you hate success.
Do I hate
Chiefs are out.
success? Do I hate
So the
success?
Patriots,
am
when
I
they kept
jealous?
winning, were you like, I'm tired of the Pats?
No,
No.
I wasn't. I've always been a Tom Brady fan.
Is it
and
because every other commercial has Patrick Mahomes in it?
No,
I like Patrick Mahomes.
No, it's
I
not
do.
so
I
much
think
that.
he's a level-headed, well-grounded kid.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
he's
don't know
very
what it is.
atypical.
Is it the fandom or the fact that the press, ESPN, NFL have anointed them?
See, I don't watch any of that.
I think
I want new blood. That's
there's
all.
too much. I just they nonstop. They've got some sort of dynasty going on,
Yeah.
and they do nothing but talk about it. It's kind of like how most people feel about the Dallas Cowboys. I'm sick of hearing the Dallas Cowboys because they were the popular in the 70s and the
Right.
80s, and I
and
don't
they're
want.
still apparently America's
We're
team. even
always
though they
the
haven't
nemesis. I mean, we're the
done
America's
anything.
team, but the nemesis at the same time. I'm looking forward to the commercials.
Yeah, they haven't been good the last several
No,
years.
I mean,
so we'll
know,
see.
I mean, I want them to go back to the time where they were doing the fantastic Budweiser ones.
What's
you know,
up?
What's up?
Oh,
Or how about
so
the
good.
Bud? Why, sir? You know, this
Yes. Oh, those are
just
great.
the little frogs and just whatever.
Right.
Those were great. Now they're virtue signaling.
No, they're
right?
all SJWE.
Yeah, they're like all
God.
woke and shit. I mean,
Oh.
everybody trying to outdo each other with,
Now it's gonna be like down 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 with all the red lights.
oh,
and
is that the devil worship guy?
That's the devil worship shit
From
that
the
they had on the
Grammys?
Grammys.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
come on.
What is his name? Sam Smith or
Sam Smith. He's won a bunch of Grammys.
And you know what? He sings really good. I really enjoy his voice. I like his
literally-
songs, but God bless. No.
I had literally never heard of him until you, thankfully, sent me the video of the women on the ground bouncing their butts in the air.
No,
Oh,
those were
come
guys.
Yeah,
Those are all guys?
Yeah,
Yes.
those are dudes.
Those were dudes.
Are you serious?
Oh, oh, great. You,
Every single woman in that video is a guy?
Yes.
Yeah, well-
Yes.
Is that a joke?
No.
Well, I'm glad I didn't look that
And
close.
That-
you know what?
and
That's
they-
a
and they-
testament.
you
That's
probably-
a testament to me not looking that close.
oh, whatever. No, it's
How
not.
about that?
You frosted the pastries on
Oh,
those.
Yes, you do.
whatever.
And they simulate urinating all over each other. Did you notice that at the end?
They're simulating what?
Urination all over.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
It's so over the top.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And that's a public show. That is for everyone to watch.
That's right.
How can they get away with that? That ranks up far worse than Janet Jackson's
Nipple slip?
wardrobe malfunction. You
Nipple
know,
slip. You mean piece of her garment torn off by
Well, she had
Justin
like
Timberlake?
some Japanese throwing star on there.
yeah. Did you see that? It was it was a sun, is what it
Yes.
was.
Well,
It was
I
a
wouldn't
sun.
know. I
You
didn't-
should have taken off and went.
I didn't
yeah.
look. I immediately
Through it.
covered my eyes.
No, you didn't. You
Oh,
paused
my
it.
God.
Went up and pinched it. You were like pinching the screen.
This back when we had TiVo, so I was just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth,
Oh.
back and forth.
I just happened to be recording it on my computer.
Oh,
You still have it. It's
No,
your background.
no, it's
isn't it?
gone.
It's
But
your wallpaper.
But I was able to do that. I was kind of like, eyes got huge, and I was like, noted. And I went after the whole recording was over. I went back to the halftime, and I kind of rewound it, and by second by second by second, and that's how I knew it was a star. I know exactly what that star looks like.
and it was so weird about it. It was so. I mean, obviously, it was.
Do you think it was planned?
Oh, of course.
Oh hell yeah!
Oh yeah, he ripped it off, and she goes, like, looks at the camera and then looks down sheepishly and covers herself, after a delay.
It uses her index finger to cover the tip.
Yeah, she did. She goes, don't do that. Anyway, he ended up apologizing
Well, she had this big old
after the
fat
fact. I mean,
pencil
it was a
eraser
stunt,
nipples.
and it was not well received.
Well, I think there's a lot more backlash than he or she probably expected.
No, both of them. Yeah, it was
Right.
it was classless.
It was
Right.
inappropriate because there's kids watching. That's really
Yeah.
it. It's a family thing, and that's just it. The whole concept of family TV is just gone out the window. Disney has
Disney's
just lost all grounds with it with this new shit that they got put out. What was it?
Did you hear?
proud family.
Yeah. We'll talk about that too. But they're also laying off people.
7,000 people announced today.
Go woke, go broke. So
Yeah.
let's talk
Good.
about this woke
Fuck 'em.
cartoon.
Oh,
So
my
this was
God.
not.
Austin, pull it up.
what is
Proud
the-
family.
So what is the background behind this? This is a TV series
Well, this is
on
I don't-
Disney Plus.
Yeah, correct. This was a TV show. I never watched it. My kids never watched it,
Okay.
but I knew it was out there. Proud Family was a cartoon back in the 2000s. Like
Oh,
the
so it's not
early-
even on the air anymore.
No,
Yes,
find a
well, they
YouTube
rebooted it.
Video of they've
So
got a
they
song
rebooted
to
it.
sing.
So the kids that watched it back then are our kids' age now. So
I
early
got you.
20s, maybe 30.
So this was just released. This
Yeah.
was like brand new stuff.
So
Yeah.
they relaunched it, and that was the first or second episode, the footage that I sent you
Pull up the song from YouTube that they sang.
of the new one.
Do we really even want to give this like a platform.
You know what? I think the dudes like us out there that haven't watched it, that don't have kids, or maybe not don't have Disney, that we do.
Well, there's
because they need to be spanked.
They need to be called out on it.
Yeah,
I got you. It's so hate
is.
filled.
Just click videos or
It's
whatever.
indoctrinating children to hate the country. It's just so bad.
Oh, all right.
Oh, that was I think it probably was it, and it was showing the people doing the
no,
voices.
that was the opening.
Oh.
What I sent you was like a talent show or something like that. And out there, they may not even have it on YouTube because it's been getting so much shit.
Because it's so inappropriate.
It is. And
Well, what was it called?
It was called "Slaves Built This Country" or something like that.
Yeah, type in "slaves built this country, proud family."
Yeah, slaves built this country. And they keep
There you go. There you go.
They kept saying that over and over again.
So just click that, hit play right away, or
Oh,
sound.
boy. Okay.
Yeah. So this is disgusting.
It's awful.
And
It's awful.
and then kids.
This country was built on
Imagine-
slavery, which means slaves built this country. Tilled this land from sea to sea to sea. First there was rice, tobacco, sugar cane. Then Whitney did his thing and cotton became king. And we were its soldiers, 4 million strong. Fighting for America's freedoms, even though we remained America's slaves. Built this country. The descendants of slaves continue to build this. Slaves built this country. And we, the descendants of slaves in America, have earned reparations for their suffering. And continue to earn reparations every moment we spend submerged in the systemic prejudice, racism, and white
This is
supremacy
so
that
blatant.
America
It's so
was standing
blatant.
with
Yeah.
instead
They're not
of
even
that
hiding it
harmful
anymore.
No, they're
slaves
not.
built this
All right, that's
country.
good. We're
Not only
done.
feel
Yeah, I don't wanna
hate,
hear the
So
rest
the
of
thing
it.
about it is
racist.
that United States, I don't give a fuck what any of these cocksuckers say. The United States is the least racist country on the goddamn planet. Period.
Yeah.
I mean, you listen to some of the other folk in some of the other countries. Look, I realize that most Americans live in a goddamn bubble. I mean,
Correct.
look, I mean, I've lived in other countries. I've seen it. We had a guest on here, Randy. He's seen it. And he talked about it, playing soccer in other countries and
Yeah,
how
he was a
they're-
professional soccer player.
we are
right?
the
so he went
least
to a number of other
racist,
countries.
it's just bullshit. And the
I know.
reparations they're pushing, it makes my blood boil. It
I
makes
know.
my blood boil that our kids, I swear to God, I swear, if my kids were younger and they were in elementary school right now, I'd be raising Cain.
Oh yeah.
I'd be raising holy hell, and the families and the parents out there, they should be going all the way to the top. And Disney, fuck them. I wouldn't spend a penny there. I'm still going to keep the Disney because I like Star Wars. But that's it. You know
Did
what?
you see the new Star Wars are coming out? It's getting all
Oh no.
Yes.
SJW, man. They're polluting Star Wars now.
What's the story behind that?
Well, it's actually I sent you. Did I send you the story?
Which no.
There was something. I don't know if it was a like a Comic-Con, like an official Star Wars thing.
Yes,
Did I send you that?
drag.
Yes.
London.
It's
So some guy that wanted to organize a Star Wars themed drag show asked Star Wars for permission to do so, and they granted
and
it.
it got it right.
Disney granted it.
Correct.
So they're going to do a Star Wars themed drag show. That's what it was.
Yeah, May the 4th. It's an event. May the 4th, a Star Wars drag show.
Help me understand the fascination with drag shows. Like the Milwaukee Bucks had a halftime show, and it had a drag show.
Yeah, they did.
And drag shows have been a staple of community libraries around the country.
Yeah.
Look,
What is
I
the
don't
fascination with?
care.
I mean, I'm okay with guys dressing the way they want to and doing their own thing.
Dude,
but,
I will go
but
to a
the-
drag
but these
show.
are
It
drag
doesn't
shows,
bother me.
But it's for kids.
Yeah, it's inappropriate.
That-
Look,
it's
they
the kid
elect.
part that bothers me. The
They
kid part.
elect.
Correct.
Look, if they want to, if their lifestyle, if they don't want to have a lifestyle that's conducive for appropriating children, then you know what? If you choose not to have a child, or you choose to be with another guy, that's fine. That's your business. But because you choose to not have a child, then you stay the fuck away from my children. You chose not to have children. I have children. You're not going to program my kids. I'm going to program my kids. You chose not to have children. You lose the right to program children. You
Right.
take your fucking philosophies and push them up some other dude's ass, because I'm not going to have you do it to my kids. And it's fucked up that they're pushing that on us. And
Yeah.
they're poking
It's the kids.
and pushing
It's
and
the
poking.
kids. I just don't
Well,
understand.
And they move the goal
fascination.
line further and further and
Correct.
further.
Yes.
It's a slippery slope, and I saw a thing where back in the, I don't know if it was late 90s when all this started happening, and they had different points. They said, oh, there is no slippery slope, kind of sarcastically, and it says, and it was just here, then here, then here, then here. Now it's drag shows grooming kids, right?
Right.
So it was very small in the beginning, where it's like, oh, it's no big deal.
They even
it's
had a
whatever
few
it is.
guys-
The
Sure.
next one, oh, it's all right. Then it keeps getting worse and worse and worse.
But how is that any different than the award shows that we just talked about the Grammys, but I guess it always is the Grammys.
I used to love watching the Grammys.
and the Super Bowl and the Super Bowl halftimes, right? I mean, what was the one with the spreading their legs and the zooming
that
in
was
on the crotch?
J-Lo and Shaquille.
I mean, and that has gotten progressively. I call her Goat Girl, Sheep
Sorry.
Girl. I think is what we call her.
She can
That's
shake her
horrible.
butt though.
Oh, she is gorgeous.
Yeah.
She is gorgeous. Anyway, so that's gotten progressively
Really?
worse.
I heard that.
What happened?
He was slurping.
Oh, slurping, whatever. It's that those performances have gotten progressively worse.
Well, I'm curious to see how this one goes with Rihanna. Is she going to be like essentially nude?
I hope she doesn't
They
go all
said
Black
she's
Panther.
going to be all nude
Wow.
the entire
You know
time.
what? I don't even care. I just hope it's entertainment. I just hope it's true entertainment, and they have fun. Rihanna's got a fantastic voice. She's beautiful.
Yeah.
She has a lot to offer.
She's got some good music. I like. It's catchy.
I just
It's
hope
not on
that
my playlist, but it's catchy.
but
Right.
the whole people part of Super Bowl, they're gonna fuck it up. You just
So-
know they are.
So we just talked about the Timberlake Janet Jackson thing, and what did they do? They took so much flack for that. The next year, what they do? Paul McCartney, right?
Wow.
And it was the
Or
most
Tom
boring.
Petty
It's a
or
train
something
wreck.
like that. Yeah.
It was Paul McCartney, and it was the most boring.
They
like-
overcorrected.
Overcorrected. What a perfect word. They overcorrected, and then they took some serious heat for that. But the one that was classy that I thought was amazing was Lady Gaga.
Yeah, I love
She
Lady
was-
Gaga, and
she
she
was
was good.
Oh,
Right
she was
down to catching the football at the end. That
she
was really awesome.
amazing. She was
Well, there's
amazing,
been some really good ones.
and she wasn't. There was no sexual exploitation.
No,
Yeah.
I think there's
All
been some. I
entertainment.
think Prince was one of the best ones.
Yeah.
I think U2 right after 9/11. I think that was an outstanding one.
I don't even remember that one.
Yeah. It was that same year, right? So 6
That
months
was
later.
the year that Whitney Houston sang not the national anthem, but the other song.
Our country 'tis a fee,
Yeah, that one.
sweet land of liberty, of the IC.
Yes.
What is the name of that song though?
I don't know. It's like, isn't that the British? I think that's the British anthem.
Land of the free.
And by
I
the
don't
way,
know.
that wasn't it. That wasn't.
No, that wasn't.
No.
That's like the Star Spangled Banner, right? I'm
America
thinking,
the Beautiful.
Yes,
America the
that's
Beautiful.
it.
Yeah.
No, she sang the national
We,
anthem.
none of us even know the word. Spacious skies, wonderlands of wheat.
Wheat.
Like we have no idea what the words are.
But there's been some really good ones out there. And I think Bruno Mars did a really good
what
job.
patriots
Yeah,
we are.
I really enjoy Bruno Mars's voice.
He's
He does.
talented,
He's a
man.
great entertainer.
Yeah, he's a good entertainer. And then you have what they did last year, right? And I was hoping better because they had the old school rap out there, and I like some of the old school stuff. But it just didn't work.
I don't know.
See,
Maybe
that's the
maybe
thing.
it's our
You're
age.
bringing up these things, and I don't remember them, so obviously they're not memorable.
Then they had
I
Katy
mean,
Perry.
Well, that's because you're blown up. By
Oh,
the
was
time
that the one with the
halftime.
sharks?
Yes.
Yeah, that one was.
That one was hilarious. The poor idiot. They were supposed to be dancing in unison, and one of the sharks was just doing his own thing.
I don't remember.
And there was
it.
a meme, and they went on and on and on about it.
Oh,
Here
Mr.
are the words
Producer
right
put
here.
up there.
Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain.
We used to sing this in school all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Did you really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
Oh,
they don't do
can't.
that
They
shit
can't sing it
anymore.
anymore because it's right there. It says, "God shed His grace on thee." They can't say that.
Yes, they can.
Oh,
you know,
that's-
that's the whole thing. That this country was founded on God.
I know.
I mean, that's it. Why?
I
You know,
know.
that needs to be the common denominator with anything and everything that we do in all the government and our work.
You know what? It says God shed His grace on thee. Even if it doesn't say Jesus,
Right.
if you're a God, like if you are Hindu or Muslim, you have your God,
Yeah.
right?
Well, no, they would be offended because there's thousands of gods. They're going to be like, "Well, which God is it?
Wow.
Well, they can say
pick one.
gods.
It's
Is
a
it
universal
Vishnu?
word.
Is it Vishnu or one of the other
But
ones?"
if it said Jesus, okay, you're relegated it to Christianity. But
Right.
the fact that it says, at least in my opinion,
Yeah,
I'm
no,
sure
yeah, it's a
people
great,
would be
that's a
like,
great point.
What the fuck are you talking
I mean,
about?
every single religion has some sort of
They have a God,
God. Yeah, some sort of supreme being, right? Some
Correct.
sort of heavenly
so you can
blah blah blah.
So you can still sing this song,
Yeah, you
in
could.
my opinion.
Do the American Muslims swap Allah for that part right there? Allah shed His grace on thee.
Well, if they said it, and
I think
they
I don't
say
know why
God.
you want to do that. I mean, they can say God.
Well, Allah is when you
and
say
they
it.
and they do. I'm just being a smartass. They do, of course.
Well, I mean, overall, the same folks that are producing these Super Bowl shows are the same people that are laying the ground for people like Disney. And just, with that same mindset of, we're going to push this agenda onto the kids and just to brainwash them.
Well,
Yeah.
I wonder how this is going to impact, because it's been getting a lot of bad. It's not on the press.
You talking about the Proud Family thing?
The Proud Family. I wonder how that's going to hit back on Disney.
Well, I mean, they're not doing well.
Do they just not care because they have so much money, but their business is down?
Well,
What? Okay, so business is down and their stock price
Is down significantly from.
Could
a
you
year
bring
ago.
up the Disney stock price, Mr. Producer? I would love to see.
I think it's around 111, 112.
I would love to see like the 3-year chart and see if it's on a free fall.
It
Because
was.
that's, you know what? I don't care. At the end of the day,
almost
do
112.
you do the 5-year?
Do 1 year.
Okay, yeah, you go 1 year.
Look at that.
Oh, I mean, it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Do the 5-year.
See, it was up to 200.
Yeah, so it's in a tailspin.
It was up at
If you
200.
look at midway through 2020,
And
it
that's
dropped all the way from
and that's when all that shit.
190.
That's when all that shit with Florida was.
It dropped
going
from
on.
190 all the way down to what it is
You notice
today.
how they omitted 22?
That's a big drop, guys. That's a big drop.
And you know what?
That's
Good.
20%, 30%.
And it's amazing because you would think that their stock would have gone up with all the things that they've enveloped, like
Star Wars
Disney,
and
or
Marvel.
like Star Wars
and Marvel.
and Marvel. Yeah,
They have a lot of big, high-profile projects going on.
There are tons of Star Wars folks. The
if
only
there's
reason
ever
I
a
have Disney
time
is
to
because of Star
join
Wars.
Disney Plus, it would be now, right?
Yeah,
Sorry,
well, I
keep
mean,
going.
I guess.
I mean, in terms of like hype and projects.
And they're talking about, and here's another thing that they're doing. We got to figure out where we're hemorrhaging. Well, they're going to come out with a new thing where they're going to start charging. And this may be with a lot of like the Netflix and Prime and all of them. They're going to start charging per account. They're going to start doing away with the family pack. Or if you do want a family pack to be a family price, however, they're going to be.
You're talking about account sharing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all doing that now because they're all hemorrhaging. They all are. Hulu and Netflix. Netflix has definitely come out and said they're going to start cracking down on
Sharing.
Sharing.
Well, I'll tell you what. I canceled.
So is YouTube TV?
I canceled my satellite 5-6 years ago because it was stupid. It was getting out of control. I was like, I'm done spending.
Was that Dish Network or
It was Dish
DirecTV?
Network. It was Dish
Okay,
Network.
yeah.
And I was like, I'm done because I watch 10 of the 300 channels
Yeah,
I have.
up and up and up it goes.
And it kept going up, and I'd call every year.
And
I
go,
did-
do you
I
have
did-
any idea who I think I am?
I was like, and I had them for 20 years. And I did the math, and it was ridiculous the amount of money I gave them. I mean, it was a service. I paid for it.
Yeah.
Right? But it got to the point where it was going up so far, and they weren't willing to come down far enough anymore. So I was like, just cancel it. I got the antenna, right?
Yeah.
But then now, and way back then, it was basically Netflix and Prime at the time. Now there's a proliferation of all
so
these
you
streaming
started
things.
gradually adding streaming
So now
services.
you're like, well, fuck. Now I'm spending over $100 in streaming.
Now
I'm
you're
right
paying-
back to where I was.
Well, now you're paying 4 times as much as you did for Dish Network.
Yeah, it's stupid. It is. It's stupid.
It is.
So I'm just like,
That's why you got to use like those hijack programs.
that's
Except
one of
it's
them.
And fuck it.
illegal.
Is it?
Yes, you're stealing. That's not right.
Is it?
Yeah, it is stealing.
Whatever.
I know. Shelly and I have had that conversation. I'm like, well, I'm just going to use that thing. And she's like, that's stealing. And I'm like, well, yeah.
Is it?
I guess. Yeah.
I mean,
but
I
you know
don't
what?
think
When I
so.
had DirecTV, I had the card. I think
There
we've
you
talked
go.
about this before, right? And so
Yeah.
I took it to a friend, and he programmed it, and
Oh,
I got
yeah.
everything.
24/7 porn.
Oh, yeah.
They had porn on DirecTV?
Oh, here we go,
Why didn't I know about that?
They had Hustler TV.
dude.
But I had every sport. I had all 4 major sports and everything, right?
Full pan.
And then it kept getting nuked. Anyway, that was stealing. But, you talk about how much money you invested in Dish Network. Dude, I bought the NBA League Pass.
Yeah, you were stupid.
Oh, my God. Dude, I spent $1,100 on the dish.
Yeah, you're stupid.
I was too for paying that
in
much.
1990
He was more stupid.
In 1994, I spent $1,100 buying it. I guarantee I was one of the first 5,000 customers they had because I wanted to watch the Rockets, and I was here in Dallas.
Right.
I got the NBA League Pass and the NFL ticket every single year for 15 years. I don't even want to know how much money I dropped on those sons of.
I'm proud to say that I'm over 50. I have never had a cable bill in my entire life.
Huh.
Well, you
ever.
have streaming bills.
Yeah, how'd you pull that one off? Sean?
Sure. I had.
That's the same as cable.
So what?
bills.
No. He went into the alley and tapped into
Well, this is true.
his
Well,
neighbors.
I mean,
But you have streaming, which has replaced cables.
Well, I mean,
bills.
but I only had Netflix. So it's like $15 a month.
We have Prime. You have
Well,
Disney.
I mean, now I do.
Well, that's
but-
what I mean. You do now.
Yeah, but I'm just saying I've never had cable ever. So I never.
Right.
I mean,
that explains why you're piggybacking off of my YouTube TV.
But here's the thing: we used to have. I've never paid for cable, but we used to always have cable.
Yeah.
So when I say that, we had like all the basic shit, whatever basic cable was.
Right.
We had it because for some reason
That feeds through.
it would come through the line anyways.
I love it for some reason. I mean, the little green box was just open in the alley,
Dude, I had the key for it.
and sorry, I was giving you.
The hell,
I was
man?
giving you some.
Dude,
sort
I don't
of
give
out.
a fuck.
I know
I'll
you
tell
don't.
everybody. I don't care. I had the key for it. I would literally unlock it, take the tube off. I would say, look what they did. They put a red tag on there. Because whenever they do an audit of who's not supposed to have it and who has it, they don't have time to look down the little piece
they
of paper.
couldn't care less.
All they do is they look into the box. If they see a red tag and it's hooked up, they know you fucked it up. So you got to cut the red tag off, or cut any tag off, any tag that it is.
Nice. Okay.
And then just, I'd put a brand new end on there, because it's just, I had all the tools, compression tools, put my own little, in fact, my shit was better than theirs.
Right.
I'd put it on there and I don't know. I shouldn't be
And then-
bragging about it.
and then spray the thing with some sort of skunk spray, or maybe put a rattlesnake in
So
there.
I remember,
It's like a
do you remember
dead
back
carcass.
when
A
they
dead
would
carcass
have,
and they never check it?
The back of your TV, they would have these little filters. Like
Oh,
you have
yeah.
basic cable coming in, and then you go to the HBO channel, and it's just like, it's all squiggly. You can hear it,
Yep.
but you can't see it. When you hook this
Every
little
now and
filter
then,
up,
every now and then, you'd see like a booby.
oh yeah, yeah.
yes.
You say, "Ooh,
Oh
There's a
my
boob,
god,
a boob, a boob.
that's so pathetic.
So you have the little.
That's what we
I
used to do as
probably
kids.
would in high school
you got a
would
little
watch that
filter.
for hours.
So you got that little filter,
Trying to watch the
and you
one
pop it on
movie.
the back, and it clears up that one channel.
Lady Chatterley.
So
Plumber.
what I tried doing
that
is
was a memory
I had a
blast right
filter
there.
that had like 10 different channels on it, and I had gone up to God bless it to the top of a telephone pole behind my house and hooked up the filter to
What
the
you
main.
had those little spikes that on the bottom of your shoes where you can climb up the pole?
It had the little stirs in the side.
What the
That
hell?
the little.
Did you have like a belt on, or you?
No, I just went up there and I just climbed. Just
you have a
manned
hard
up.
hat?
No, I didn't have a hard hat. Just went up there and climbed it, and it was up there too. And it was
That
rather
sounds safe, doesn't it, Jeff?
Oh
Yes.
no, it was crazy.
Let's try that now.
It was no. But here's the thing. So I'm up
Frisco
there,
man breaks
and
pole.
I've got a tool belt around me, right? And I've got all my tools up there, and I'm pulling wire down. I'm snipping. I'm cutting. I'm merging.
That sounds really
and
safe.
I end up taking like this, and I'm not joking.
the
man.
entire neighborhood went down.
I had I had like
God.
5 filters all screwed together. All right. And so I plugged in the wire and then hooked it up to this one big main distribution. And then bam, everything worked in my house. And I was like, fuck yeah, party on. Well, I'm telling you what, man.
Nobody else's did.
Well, they had trouble
How are you not
for
in
like
jail?
6 months. Okay, so here's the thing. I would have there would be like a van that would go up and down the street.
The FBI.
And
Yes.
I swear to God, I thought it was the FBI. And
It should have been.
They had this antenna.
Scanner.
They did have a scanner. There was a scanner literally going like this, up and down. It was like a
and then all
parabolic.
of a sudden you hear the chatter inside the Sean's house, and it's like, check it out.
No, they-
we got all this free shit, honey.
Yeah. So the van's going up and down the street. It's got the little scanner, and I'm kind of like, what the fuck?
Scanner.
Yeah.
He didn't have like a
No,
freaking
dude,
antenna on
it
top
had
of
an
it.
antenna, and it was moving. It was
Oh,
articulating,
okay.
and it was going up and down the street, and it was fun. And it stops right in front of my house. I'm in my house and I'm looking out the kitchen window and I'm like,
Oh shit!
what the fuck's going on here? I'm thinking to myself, do I?
You're like, kids, get in the basement.
He goes into the back and he says, "Do you got any dogs?" I was like, "No." He's like, "I'm gonna go in the back." So he goes in the back and he
like,
climbs
"What
up the telephone
idiot did
pole.
this?"
Yes.
And you're like, I don't know.
He
what
climbs
is that?
up there and he's just like, "Oh my God, I've been looking for this for 6 months."
And you're just like,
And you were like, "What is
what's
that?"
going on?
Well,
Yeah.
because everyone down the line, he probably got 30 houses that were disrupted. And everyone's kind of like, I'm paying cable.
Oh,
and they're losing like tons of
no.
money because the people are bitching.
Right.
And I'm just like,
And he didn't like clue into to that it was you.
well, I don't know what it is.
Is that what you said? You acted
Yeah.
all dumb.
What
Which
am I going to do? I climbed up there. Really? I climbed up there? Really? I did it?
Oh, he looked at you and was like, "Okay, this guy can't climb up." There.
Yeah, it's exactly what he was
Oh,
thinking.
shut
This guy's
up.
an
It
idiot.
was a long time ago.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
didn't look the way you look now.
No, I did not. In fact, I was at the doctor's today, and the doctor had pulled up a picture of when I first went over there, and he was like, "Hey, look here! It's the very first picture we took on your first day here." It was like literally like 15 years ago. Wow.
Hold on. They take pictures of you?
Yeah.
Is that normal?
They didn't for me.
Yeah.
I don't think I've had a doctor ever take
They're
my
probably like,
picture
we need
before.
to tech capture this because in 10 years he's going to be whoa.
Wow,
Yeah.
interesting. So,
Yeah, they didn't take my picture.
Were you all new?
Yeah. No. What the fuck?
Were you in the
Well, I
stir-
know it's weird. That's why I'm asking.
Well,
you
then
the-
when the doctor says,
I'm
"Hey,
actually really curious what kind of doctor you go
He
to.
He was in
down,
the,
bend
he was in the
over.
stirrups.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
remember 10 years ago when you were in these stirrups right here?
Yeah, I took the little duck bill and inserted it. It was like,
Okay.
ready for that cavity shot? All right.
So
No.
really, so they had a picture of you 10 years ago.
Yeah, totally, like 205 pounds. So it was just like all muscle, just,
And you're just
Really?
like, I want to get back to that.
That's kind of what I said. In fact, that's what I said. I want to get back to 205. And he was kind of like, this motherfucker's lying. So he went back into the history to see how much I really weighed. He was like, yeah, you did weigh 205 back then. And he's like,
Wow.
hey, look, there's a picture of you when you weighed that much. And I was kind of like, look at me. I had a nice little thin face. And look,
Yeah.
I actually look happy.
You know what? We do need to make a push, guys. I mean, it's not going to get any easier from here. It gets harder. It's it.
Well, I'm doing measures. I mean, I'm still right below the. I'm going on the right path. Got rid of my desk chair. Well, I didn't get rid of it, but I've got the little standing desk.
You should bring it over here.
A
Yeah,
desk,
standing-
standing desk.
Do what?
A desk.
Oh, yeah, that's a nice desk.
Yeah, I'm not bringing that over here.
No, your chair. It's one of these, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, bring it over here so we can move this over there.
Why? So Julie can have it downstairs?
No, that one's over there.
Oh, no. Okay, I'm now cluing into what you're saying. You don't use that chair anymore.
No, I still have it in the room. In
The
fact, I'm
sitting
going to
chair.
use it over there.
I
It's just
see.
I bought another chair so I can use it
Yeah,
for it.
standing chair.
But I still
And then
want to
you
utilize
stand on
that
some
chair.
sort of like exercise ball or something.
Yeah. Well, I've got. I think it's a BOSE or SU Basu ball.
I don't know.
It's a
Okay.
semi-spherical ball, and basically
Yeah.
you can stand on it two different ways. You could put like the spherical part down and stand on a platform.
Yeah, I've seen it at
and
the
kind
gym.
of balance,
I've seen it at the
or
gym.
You could do the other way and stand on top of the spherical part, and it basically strengthens your shins and your ankles.
And your core.
Yeah, well, the core.
It's supposed
yeah.
to be your core. I was going to tell you, if you're not kind of flexing your core to keep your balance, then you need to like.
How have your calves? Because your calves are bad as far as cramping and shit.
Right now they're doing great, and I think
Are they getting all bulbous?
Are they
no.
huge?
Well,
Yes.
my legs are rocks. I'm kind of weird. I'm shaped like a bowling pin. I've got no fat on my legs down. I mean,
That a
from my
bowling
dick
pin?
down, there's like no fat.
Like an upside down bowling pin.
Yeah, well,
Just call it chicken leg. Chicken
I'm
legs.
trying to imagine the bowling pin
with a red neck.
upside down. Bowling pin.
Well, yes.
Anyway, so I'm just saying that my legs aren't fat at all. I've got no fat on my legs. They're skinny
chicken
as
legs.
shit.
Yeah, chicken legs.
Yeah, chicken legs. So, no, I haven't had any issues with the calves.
So you're
And
barrel chested is what that's called.
barrel chest is when you got a sunken chest.
I just think that you're just like this big barrel on two sticks.
Whatever.
I don't think we're very good at this body shape
Because
thing
you
here.
have pear shape and you
Yeah.
have, I don't know what the other ones are. I mean, pear shape.
Say, I think there's a reason why we
I
look
kinda
the way
look
we
like-
do. Is because we have no idea.
I kind of
what
look
we're
like
talking
the
about.
character, one of the characters on the Planet Tattooing and the Mos Eisley bar. And it's just a fucking slug with these two skinny legs smoking a cigarette, Whatever. All right, so yeah, we do need to make a push to be healthier. And you know what? I think I have been, and I'm just going to continue the trend. I'm drinking like a shitload tonight probably, but I don't drink every day.
Yeah, tonight's atypical. All right, so have you guys heard about this new weight loss injection that Hollywood's taking, everybody, and now it's catching on to everywhere?
Oh, is that where it dissolves the fat?
No, it's a diabetes drug.
Oh, gee,
so
that
it
sounds
controls.
healthy.
Well, yeah, look it up. It's called.
Insulin helps control.
Do
your
diabetes weight loss injection, and it's everywhere.
Bodybuilders
right
take insulin.
So it controls blood sugar. It controls your glucose and your blood sugar, and so the byproduct of it controlling your diabetes, insulin, right, and all that, is that you lose weight. So everybody's doing this.
That is bad for you.
Well, it's going crazy. But here's what's funny. One of them is called not Ozempic or something. It's got a name. Anyway, they're saying one of the side effects is that it gives you Ozempic face, and what that means is you lose so much weight that you look gaunt. And it makes
you don't want that either.
No, and it makes you look but it has nothing to do with the drug. If you like absolutely kicked ass and went to the gym and ate like amazing and you became
you get sunken face too.
You would get that as well. It's a byproduct of losing a ton of weight, no matter how you lose it, right? But anyway, they're calling it what? There it is, Ozempic. It's calling it Ozempic face, is what they're calling.
That's an insulin pen.
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
That's all it is.
I know.
That's what Brandon uses for his diabetes.
Yes, and people are using it for weight loss, and it's very, very effective.
It's very bad for you as well.
Is it though?
To take insulin when you don't need it?
No. This is a it's a blocker.
God.
It's a what I think it's like a GP1 blocker.
That looks like a insulin pen to me.
It is, but it's some sort of blocker, and it's not. I don't think it's all that harmful. But I need to do some research on it because
I'll pass.
Yeah, I get it. But what it does two things.
Are you going to do that?
I don't need to. My wife's considering it because she has a couple friends that have done it, and it's very effective.
You'd shoot that in you, but not the vaccine?
Well, yeah, this isn't
it's a drug.
mRNA.
Still a drug. You don't know what it's going to do to you.
Well, but you do. I just told you.
Long-term effects. What's it going to do to you?
It's some sort of hormone blocker, is what it is. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
I wouldn't do it.
I'm
just trying to make a point.
You are, and it's valid. It's valid. I haven't done any research on it whatsoever.
Right.
But I will tell you this is catching on like wildfire. And here's the problem. It's catching on so quickly as a weight loss thing that it's becoming hard to get, and people who need it for diabetes can't get it.
I think you need to research that because
I
think there's more to it than just some blocker. I think it's an insulin.
I did quite a bit of research, but anyway, so I don't know. It's probably not good for you. No, there's probably better ways to lose weight.
Because I've been watching a lot of videos on bodybuilding and the effects of how these guys take care of themselves, and they all die young. Not all of them, but a lot of them die young. And a lot of these bodybuilders take insulin.
Interesting.
To lose weight.
Right.
To get shredded and shit. So
what this article I'm reading right here says, researchers still don't know the precise mechanism by which the drugs work, but they believe it has something to do with mimicking the actions of hormones and their impact on the brain. Hormones are the body's traveling messengers. Manufactured in one area, they move to another, delivery message through receptors. The gut makes dozens of these hormones, including the GLP.
Yes, and one of them is called GP1 or
GLP-1.
It is not insulin.
GLP-1. Okay,
so you were correct. It is not insulin.
Yeah, it's a hormone blocker, is what it is.
I'll still pass.
Anyway, I just throwing that out there because
native GLP-1 appear to be safe.
It does stimulate your pancreas to release insulin.
All right. So there is.
Okay. Well, it ends up being the same thing.
There's more than a decade of safety data linked here. on the effects of the medicines in people with diabetes that have been using it.
So here's
But if you don't have diabetes,
Well, I
what
mean,
does that do to you?
well, I mean,
it just lowers your blood sugar like it would if you had diabetes.
But does that impact your pancreas?
Yes, it can. You have to. Yes, it can put a strain on your pancreas and a strain on your liver. Yes.
Correct.
well, you don't want to fuck with your pancreas.
No, you don't. You don't want to fuck with your liver either. Either one of those, you die.
Yeah, that's what I said. You don't want to be
as we,
fucking around
as
with
we
it.
pound down a gallon of bourbon.
Well, that's different. We have livers that are conditioned for that.
Yeah, it's already holy.
Speaking of pounding down and holy, did you guys watch that State of the Union last night?
Oh, what a beating!
I passed.
Yeah,
What
yeah, you
a
totally
beating.
did.
I passed. I didn't need to see it.
I will tell you this: it was the most contentious.
I did see footage, yes.
That was the
Yeah.
most contentious speech I have ever seen.
He can't talk. It's all an act, and it's embarrassing.
No, that's not what I'm referring to. But yes, we'll get to that in a second because
Well,
it
I
was
think the
mind blowing.
I think the GOP called him out when he said blatant lies.
So in the past, when somebody has kind of hollered out from the whatever, it was really frowned upon. I mean, and like people like looked over at that person and was like, "My God, you have the gall to insult the president of the United States." In this one, it was rampant. It happened 4 or 5 times during the speech because he was spewing all sorts of shit.
Yes.
Or they were.
He was
Did they do
lying
that during
through
the Trump?
his teeth.
Did they do that during the Trump State of the Union?
Not that bad.
Not that bad.
But he was absolutely lying. I mean, he was absolutely lying, and even McCarthy was like behind him, just his
I'd watch
facial
him.
expressions, and it was just like he was just like shaking his head,
He
and
was
then
laughing. He was laughing and shaking his head, and a couple times he was shushing the people that were getting ornery.
yeah,
He
yeah,
was like,
because
he was
people
like, no, shh, don't do that, don't do that.
Nah, we want to, just
Try to be classy, right?
yeah,
Not
you
like
try
the
to
British
be, but-
Parliament.
But
Right?
here's the thing.
That's exactly what they equated it to.
Have you ever watched some of those British
No,
Parliaments?
it's crazy.
But you
Oh,
know
yeah.
what? I think it's great. I do. There needs to be banter like that in a constructive way. And I think that when someone's saying bullshit, including the president of the United States, they don't have any problem doing that with Trump.
Well, and what was interesting is that in the Commons, is it called the Commons, House of Commons, or whatever it's called in Britain, House of Commons, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah. So when they do that and people are yelling back and forth, they are there's like a rebuttal. You know what I mean? They're like
Correct.
saying, "Well, no, it is that way," and they're having a debate. Well, sure enough, when he said that Republicans want to get rid of
He fought
Medicaid,
back to him.
he did Medicaid and Medicare, and they went off on him. And he was like, "Well, okay, I'm not saying it's everybody, but it's some of you." And I was like, "We've never had this back and forth
Yeah.
in the U.S. Congress before." And
Usually
I
the
tell you what,
president ignores it and just keeps going.
yes,
Yeah, he didn't stop. He did
he
stop.
did like 3 or 4 different
Yeah,
times.
he said, hey, man, look it up. Look it up. It's there.
Come
It's
by my
there.
office. Come by my
Yeah.
office.
Meet me out by the gym. I'll show you.
I'll fight you.
Oh yeah,
Corn pop.
Let's do some push-ups.
It was amazing, though, guys. Just from the
Did you see that
historical
picture of the second in command mugging down with his wife?
That really wasn't a mug.
What was up with that kiss? As soon as I saw it, I was like,
It wasn't that
Did-
big of a kiss, though. It was just a
I
real
know,
quick.
Yeah,
but I was like,
they captured it just perfectly.
I was like, wait a second.
Yeah, but they weren't. It was fast.
There was tongue.
yeah.
No, it was
I'm
fast because I
kidding, I'm
watched
kidding.
it. I saw the picture. I was like, oh, that
She
doesn't
gave him a
look
quick
right.
handy too.
No, but when I watched it, I was like, did they just kiss on the lips? And they did. I was like, what
Producer
was
fast.
that?
Jill
was
Biden
fast.
kissing.
But who cares? Who kisses on the lips?
Well, I guess a lot
They're
of people.
both married.
I guess a lot of people.
You don't kiss. Who do you know? What woman do you know that you... Oh, maybe you shouldn't answer this. Whoa.
Your
Check
wife.
it out. Your wife. You got a smile from the producer on that one. Very nice. I'll kick your ass.
Well, see, I'll look it up here. I've got the picture here
What a
since
dick.
Austin's not doing
No,
it.
the picture looks extremely bad. But
it
when
does.
I watched
it
it,
looks awful.
when I watched it live, I was like, okay, they probably shouldn't have done that, but it's not as bad as what the picture makes
Okay,
it
but I
appear.
really I want to know why. Why did they kiss on the lips? Who does that? No one does that.
I don't know.
That was just very, very strange to me. Hello.
Holy shit! What's going on?
Oh, is she responding to what?
Probably.
Oh, for what we were talking about. Okay, so just to catch our listeners up, Jeff's wife was eavesdropping on our podcast and didn't appreciate him kissing other women on the lips, including my wife. Thanks, dude.
Yes.
Anyway,
Were you
yes,
mugging down with Shelley?
none of that happened.
Whoa.
Stop it.
No.
Anyway, it was a really fascinating State of the Union address. And here's the thing. So I went out there and I started to look up, what was the response, right? And then Sarah Huckabee had a response, and I wanted to know, how was that response and how was that?
Her post thing was fantastic.
I thought it was great too. So, but I was reading, the mainstream media, and they were like, "Oh, Biden's speech was amazing."
Correct. Of course.
Well, but check this. I read
They're
4
idiots.
of them. I really wanted to see if they were objective or not. I read all 4 of them. Not one of them mentioned how he stumbled and bumbled and mumbled and slurred. Not one of them.
Of course not.
And that tells me their objectivity is
Zero.
I mean, for them not to say, at least one of them not to say, he did struggle at times to kind of, he wasn't very eloquent or whatever, however you want to phrase it. It was in your face all night long.
Right.
His inability to articulate and to speak without mumbling.
So,
and they couldn't even.
The post show with
It was ridiculous.
Sarah Huckabee Sanders. She said it. Everyone's saying it. It's just like we need new leadership.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
And it's
I think McConnell needs to go. Schumer needs to go.
Yeah, but she was specific. Yes, for sure, absolutely in the House.
Oh, yeah.
But I think she was leading towards the presidency. I mean, look, Paul. I saw the text going back and forth, and I know you're not a huge supporter of Trump. Not necessarily as Trump, but he's such a child when it comes to certain things. And I agree.
Yeah, I went off.
I think he's going to burn.
He's gonna
a lot of folks out.
He's gonna
including
fuck
me if he
himself
keeps
up.
it up. He's gonna screw it up himself.
I'm okay. I mean, I'm not okay with him being a bully at all, a 12-year-old bully. But if he's going to direct it towards people that I think are misguided, like the Democrats and the liberals, I'm fine. But he's turning on his own. He's dogging DeSantis, and I can't tolerate it. I can't. I mean, right now we need to be unified more than ever. And the last thing he needs to do is tear down something
that's functioning and something we're proud of. We're proud of Florida.
I mean, Florida. That's a great point. We're proud of Florida. We're proud that DeSantis freaking dominated. Right?
Yeah.
He's doing everything right.
Yeah. Right.
And Trump is tearing him down. And he's giving the other side fodder.
Correct.
Yeah. And
I mean, you can't do that.
I don't understand why he's not grasping that. It troubles me.
I think he's a narcissist.
He is a narcissist.
Of course he is, but all presidents are narcissists.
No, I disagree with that.
Name one that's not.
Abraham Lincoln.
George Washington.
He was
John
such
Adams.
a narcissist.
Did we go too far back?
He had his teeth made out of a cherry tree.
Polk.
That's right. He had wood teeth.
Yeah, whatever. Obama, big time.
Yes,
they're all narcissists, but it's just too much, man.
I don't even think George W. was a narcissist or George Sr. They were not narcissists.
No, I guess they weren't. But you know what
Trump
I'm saying?
Trump is absolutely a narcissist.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Look, at the end of the day, I'd rather have Trump as president than anybody else right now.
Absolutely. Make
Bring
no
someone
mistake.
to the
If
table.
he's the nominee, guys, I'm 1,000,000% voting for him.
Yeah.
But I can't tolerate him.
It's going to be a bloodbath.
It is going to be a
next year and
bloodbath
a half.
because he's a child.
And he did this last time too. He tore down every one of his competitors on the Republican side.
Yeah, but
he wasn't even being taken seriously at that time.
He wasn't.
But they do the
Now
same thing
he will
on
be.
both sides of the aisle when they're running in the.
That's true.
The
Kamala called out
preliminaries.
Biden, called him a racist
Yeah,
because she was a little black girl standing on the side of the road
yeah.
waiting for a bus.
Who was? What?
Kamala Harris.
Camel toe Harris.
Oh, my God.
You don't remember that where he basically called him out that you're a racist?
Oh
Next
my
thing you know,
God!
she's
You heard
vice
Jen
president.
Psaki on MSNBC?
No.
Oh, Jen Psaki. She was like, saying, "Oh, his speech was, he's got so much energy. Yeah, all he needs to do is just tell stories. I'll tell you what, he could tell stories for 6 hours. He's so good at telling stories.
No,
he's so good at this. He's so
not
good at that.
at all.
That motherfucker, man. I'm so.
It was so painful. It was so painful to watch him speak and stumble and exude weakness.
Did he mention the China balloon?
No,
He didn't mention anything about Turkey. Which was disturbing. He didn't mention anything about Turkey, and he didn't mention anything about the China balloon. Of course not.
And when he finished the speech, I've never heard a president do this. He did not say, God bless America.
He didn't.
He said, God bless our troops. That's it.
He
Which
didn't-
I commend. But he did not say, God bless the United States of America.
he's not a good speaker. That's really the bottom
I've
line.
never,
He's
ever.
not a good anything.
No, he's not.
He's not a good anything. He
Even when
can't
he
even
was
walk
a-
up a flight of stairs.
Even when he was a senator, I don't know if he was seen as a joke, but he always seemed inadequate to me.
Yeah. He's a joke. He is a joke.
Like
He's a
buffoon.
player.
Yeah, he seemed like a huckster.
Dude,
to
he's.
me.
I mean, look, I can appreciate his wheeling and dealing. From that perspective, I respect him.
So
But-
let's talk about this balloon thing. It captivated the country for a whole week.
Man,
It really did. It captivated the country, and then
You gotta
people
answer-
and the people on the left were like, "Oh my God, give me a break! What do you care about the stupid balloon? You're making a big deal out of nothing," because they were defending Biden's lack
Sure.
of action,
Sure.
right? Total inaction. And so I'm thinking to myself, okay, if it is a spy balloon, which of course it is, they're transmitting shit every day, like
every second.
every second.
Yeah.
Like they already have everything. It's not like we're gonna shoot it down.
Well, I thought they blocked it somehow.
yeah,
no,
that's
there's
what
no
they said.
jamming it. Whatever.
Get this. This is the part that just made me go ape shit nuts. They're like, yeah, we're mitigating its data collection capabilities, and we're moving stuff out of the way. Just let that sink in. We have a Chinese spy balloon flying over our country, and they're like,
But let's,
and we're
let's talk
covering-
about the
we're
spy
covering,
balloon.
we're covering
What
up
it
shit
is.
and moving things out
You've
of the
got
way so
something-
it doesn't see them.
That's
Well,
20, 200
unfucking
foot tall,
believable.
20-story. Imagine a 20-story building.
Yeah, the size of 3 buses.
That's the building. That's the balloon is 20
It's
stories.
gigantic.
That's more than 3 buses, and the payload is 3 buses,
And it's at 60,000 feet,
60,000 feet, which is
well
30
above commercial air flight.
any of it. Evidently, since we didn't have it, with the F-15s, none of the
No,
our
they
fighters
they
can get
can't
up
go
there.
that high.
Oh, yeah. No, our fighter jets can go that high.
So which one blew it down?
A
It was
missile.
It was an
Huh?
F-22.
No,
a
what
missile.
was it? F-22? Well, of course it was a missile, but what plane shot?
I thought it was an F-22.
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, you know, guys, it could have been the...
Could have been the A-10
F-35, could have
Warthog.
been the,
It was not.
It was the A-10, baby. We can never get rid of it. It's the only thing that can shoot down a Chinese spy balloon. You know, they've been trying to shutter that program and get rid of the A-10 Warthog
It's too effective.
for decades, and they can't.
It's too effective.
It's been around forever. I think it's been around since the Korean War.
You're right. It was an F-22 Raptor jet.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, it's been around for a long time, and it's highly effective.
It's highly effective. They can't get rid of it,
No.
and they want to, and I don't know why.
So an F-22 Raptor fighter from the 1st Fighter Wing at Langley Air Force Base, Virginia, fired one AIM-9X Sidewinder missile at the balloon.
Yeah,
The balloon
how
fell-
much was that missile? $1
Oh,
million?
Probably $1 million. Well, dude, they could have they could have flown by with a pin and just popped it.
Just strafe it with some bullets.
yes.
That's what I said. I said to Shelley, I go, they're going to, before it happened, I said they're going to launch $1 million missile at this thing, and that's what she said. She goes, why don't they just shoot bullets at it? And I was like, I don't know, but it's crazy.
Maybe they didn't want to get too close to it because they heard there was explosives on it. Who knows?
It could have
Well,
been. That
but
was a great point. What
Think
if it was
about the
what
coulda
was-
woulda. You know, I mean,
What if
first,
it was a weapon?
There are. That's it. What if they had
an EMP or whatever you call it?
They would have to get much closer
that,
to
but
shoot it
what if they
with
had
bullets.
anthrax or? I mean, there are a million things it could have
And we
had on
let
it.
that motherfucker fly across the entire
Why didn't
country
they shoot it down
because
when
it was
in
going to harm
Canada?
somebody on the ground
Didn't it come down from the north from Canada? Wasn't that the
from
flight path?
Alaska.
From Alaska to Canada.
Yep.
Yeah, why didn't they? I mean, I don't get it how it made it into our country like that. How could it go?
It flew over our missile silos in Montana.
Yeah, well,
It's unbelievable.
And you know what's up in? I don't know if it went over it, but up in Minot, North Dakota, is where our nuclear arsenal is.
Jeff,
You-
why are you telling
you know
everybody
what
that?
else is up there, which is very interesting.
Sunflowers
out
are
there
grown up
in
there.
Montana is 9 miles from the missile silos reservations, wherever they're at.
Yellowstone Ranch.
Wherever the silos are at.
Montana?
They had in Montana. They have the China purchased large quantities of land 9 miles down the road.
They
Correct.
shut that
They
down.
want to. Did they?
The local city council shut that down. They did. They voted against it. I was very happy to see that.
Well, that's good.
Because
But
the Air Force, or whatever military base that was screaming bloody murder.
we're at war
then-
with China right now.
We are.
So why the fuck are they allowed? First of all, why the fuck is anyone allowed to buy proper land in our country? It's just bullshit.
Because it's a free country.
No, how foreigners like other countries.
I know. Oh no, foreigners are buy shit. I mean, come on. We have. I mean, not to say that Indians shouldn't. I mean, Indians are buying businesses and land and
companies and shit. Do we own land in China?
Well, that's what. Who was it? Oh man. So the interview right after the State of the Union address, he was like, "Well, maybe we should go over there and start buying up all China's land. Are they letting us do that? No."
That's exactly right.
Dude, it's crazy, man. We are at war. People don't understand
This is a
that
Cold
about
War. You know, when they say Cold War, this is a Cold War.
Cold War, 100%. And they're infiltrating. I mean, they are playing the long game, and this is not going to be pretty. We are
right
within 5 years. This is going to be a harsh reality, guys. Within 5 years, I say NATO's at war with Russia and China.
I think what needs to happen now is we need to pull back key production out of China.
1,000,000%.
Pull medicine 100% out of China.
Yep.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We need to start preparing for war. Is what we need to do.
Well, we need to yank all our stuff out and apply those tariffs back. You know, have the tariffs reciprocal, not tariffs, but taxes. You know, I don't want to make this sound like it's negative. Just I would reciprocate exactly what they're taxing us.
Yeah.
The other way.
Yeah, make it fair trade.
Yeah. You know, and it's bullshit. And as soon as Biden got in office, that was one of the first, besides shut down the Keystone Pipeline, one of his second thing was to rip that fucking tariff thing up that Trump did.
That reminds me.
$600 billion a year. $600 billion.
What, the Keystone Pipeline?
No, the tariffs.
Oh, I know.
The money that they take from us, from taxes.
I know it.
$600 billion.
Did you know
That's
also
just not fair.
That could fund his infrastructure bill.
Did you also know that each country is given a certain category on what they're allowed to do from a trade perspective, on whether they're developed or developing or underdeveloped, and it kind of gives them a little bit of grace, right, to not be held to the same standard. That kind of what. So China is not a developed nation, believe it or not. They're developing. They deliberately give them that designation, so they're allowed to burn coal like crazy. They're allowed to their manufacturing emissions go completely unchecked. They have no restrictions.
It's so much more than that.
Oh, they have no restrictions on anything in their economy.
We have currently like right now we have like apple juice.
Right.
If you go to like our grocery stores and you pull down a bottle of apple juice, you look on the bottle. Don't look on the label. Look on the bottle, and in black print on the plastic, it says exactly where it came from.
Okay.
It won't say, so it's hidden. It's there, but it's hidden. If it says made in China, don't fucking buy it if it's food. Because they're
apple. You said apple cider.
This is apple juice.
Apple juice.
Yeah,
I'm
but
sorry.
it's not just apple
Go ahead.
juice. It's everything. Orange juice and everything.
Does it say made in China?
Yes, it does.
And you have to have a blue light to see that?
No. What? No. Just it says it right there. It's clear as day. And it's on all the containers. Look, if it's made in China, it's not FDA approved. They're using human waste to fertilize those trees. You know,
From the Uyghurs?
Well, it doesn't matter, man. It's not approved.
That's unbelievable.
And it's coming across the state. It's coming into our country unchecked because it's kind of like, all right, well, who's responsible for checking that? Oh, you learn that there's an organization. So the FDA hires a third party.
Great.
And you ask
in
the
China.
third party. It's an international third party, and the international party, the third party, says, "Okay, we lean on these two guys." And these two guys are part of inside of it's got to be like a plastic bottle, and you got to look on the plastic bottle.
Is the bottle plastic, and they fill the juice over here?
It's not on the label. Okay, I mean that one is yes, and it's bottled. Yeah, see right there, the concentrate comes from China. I'm just saying.
Oh my God!
It's
no,
coming
it says from USA, Argentina, and
China.
China.
Bottled.
But that's terrifying. I don't want anything coming from China, man.
my
They got
bottled
no.
My
USA.
point is
They
that
have no
you need to
regulations
pay
at all.
better attention to what we're putting in our bodies,
Yeah.
and
I do that with seafood
you need to do with all
because
everything.
I don't buy any seafood that says farmed,
Right.
especially from Thailand or Vietnam or something like that.
Good call.
China, because it's bad.
Yeah. I also do that with Spam. I only will buy Spam from the United States of America.
I bought Spam today.
Ooh.
Really? Did you really?
I was so excited.
I bought Spam last week.
Did you? I was so excited. I went to the doctor and I'd fasted, did my blood work, and I was so hungry.
And you ate the whole cube?
No, I like 2/3 of it.
Did you? Oh my God!
Did your
you
blood
really?
pressure just go
in
immediately?
Hold on, in one sitting?
Is that a bad thing?
That's like a week's worth of
Oh
sodium.
my God! Are you serious?
That's like a week's worth of
I was
salt.
wondering why I had the
Did you,
runs.
did you get the regular Spam or did you get the reduced sodium?
I got the really reduced sodium.
I
one.
got the reduced sodium too.
Yeah. So what I did is I cut them up in slices. I put them on the grill real quick, and I kind of heated it up, and then I took like a couple slices. I think I made 12 slices. And I took 3 of them. I gave them to the dogs, and then I diced up the other one, and I put it on a big bed of lettuce.
Oh, that makes it better.
Oh, it was tremendous. So,
I bet I bet you it was amazing.
Oh, it was.
Shelly was giving me all sorts of shit about buying Spam, and I was like, "Are you seriously going to tell me that everybody in Hawaii and all the Polynesian islands, they're you know,
They die young.
no, they don't. They live forever.
No,
They do because of Spam.
because of the high blood pressure.
Is that where
yes.
they make Spam?
Are you serious? Shut up.
Oh.
Oh God, you look so serious. That's another reason why we don't have video. His
You know-
serious look is
No,
not
I
a-
like Spam, but the last time I
Yeah.
had it, I was like, wow, this is really salty.
Well, you have to
Yeah.
get the low salt one.
yeah.
So-
Whatever, man. I don't care. I don't
I-
give a fuck because I
have
eat it like once or
always
twice a
loved
year,
Spam.
so it
Loved
doesn't
Spam.
matter.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Me too. For
That's
my
why I
birthday,
don't feel
For my
guilty.
birthday, Shelly buys me Spam and Ding Dongs. That's
Ding
my
dongs.
Ding Dongs. Yeah. No. Lady is anticipating. She's so smart. She's anticipating our break coming up, but we don't have a break.
I
yet.
don't think it's smart. It's just fucking annoying.
All right. Anyway, I want to say one more thing about the scathing union address.
Ugh.
So I know, and then we need to get off of it.
No,
But it was amazing.
But you're right, though.
So check this. So he was talking about oil and gas, and he says, I know, and I can't believe he went off script, big time went off
yeah.
script.
Well, that's fucked up. When every
I know
time he does that,
he doesn't do well. He doesn't do well off script. And he says, and I know that people are out there saying, well, why would I invest in oil and gas when you're just going to shut it down? And then I couldn't believe he said that. He just led into it. And then of course all the Republicans were like, that's right, the Keystone Pipeline. They were all yelling at him. And he goes, yeah, but guys, we're going to need oil for at least another decade.
They laughed at him.
They busted out laughing. Think about that. We're going to need oil and gas for at least another decade.
at least.
What do you see around you that isn't made from petroleum of some?
Everything is.
Everything is made from petroleum. Not to mention our cars and our airplanes and our rocket ships and
Plastics.
blah blah blah.
My thing is, how long has it taken them to get electric vehicles
Right,
up and running?
to make it even
Years. Now-
remotely viable, which it is not viable.
yeah,
by
it's
the
not,
way.
it's
not
not very
viable.
viable.
It's not viable.
We're not going to have time to talk about the whole cobalt thing,
We'll
which
talk
we'll
about
address
that
on the
next
second
time.
half.
Yeah, we'll
but-
talk about that next time. But, very cool cars. Would I take one? Sure. I think the technology's outstanding. They look sharp, but I would never buy one.
No way.
And it's taken decades for them to get to this point. That doesn't and they haven't even touched.
They wouldn't in a normal fair trade.
Oh yeah, they got a bunch of government help.
Absolutely, all subsidized.
That hasn't touched.
Completely subsidized.
That hasn't touched ships, boats, tractors. There's a battery semi,
Yeah.
which I don't think is viable.
Oh, it's retarded. I mean, in the
mach-
man,
farm
looks
machinery.
Cool. It looks cool, but yeah, not viable.
Farm
None of that.
machinery, RVs.
they need to
planes.
keep,
Guys, it's
they
completely.
need to keep that stuff into like small mechanisms, like the stuff that we really need, like phones and communication devices, and just, I mean, cars and vehicles that require a tremendous amount of power and torque. No, it's not viable. Stop. I mean, if you want to get
It will be at some point, but it's not viable
No,
now. And
no.
don't demonize
how
oil
is it
and
going
gas
to be
until
at some
then.
point? Is there going to be some magical cobalt forest?
Batteries will get better.
They keep coming out with.
I don't think it's the
new-
battery.
Battery
I think-
technology. That's really what it boils down to, guys. It's the batteries.
Correct.
It's 100% the batteries. How they make the batteries, the raw materials that go into the batteries, how long the batteries last, the energy that it takes to charge the batteries. It is all about the batteries.
Correct.
And when
They will
and
get
that,
to the
and that
point-
technology is leaps and bounds. That's
Need
it
a-
is-
They'll
Stop.
get to the point. It may be 20 years, 30
Yes.
years, where you're
Yes.
going to be able to get a battery. It takes you 500 miles,
yes.
and you can charge it in minutes.
Yes,
They need.
and when
They'll
they
get
do,
there.
and when they do, thank God.
We need
Yeah.
to learn to
I mean,
harness
all
the
of us-
power of hydrogen.
Here's the thing, but we're all. You know what? That is a perfect transitory, energy source. But they're not even looking at that.
It's because it's free.
They need to look at the 50-year plan. Listen, we want to get off fossil fuels. Well, we all do. I mean, come on, seriously. Do you not want to get off fossil fuels?
I want a coal car,
Elaborate.
like a train,
No,
or just shovel coal, and it's like a steam
It
engine.
is a steam engine. That's what it is.
I was thinking you're an idiot until you just said that. I also want a coal car. So let's think about that. You're driving down the road.
Hold on, Sean. My coal car is
Yeah.
kind of like my hot tub. It's going to take like 4 hours to warm up.
Well, I mean, come on, hold on. Let's play this out. I'm driving down the road. I've got like an ice cream scoop, like an ice cream scoop, and I got
pile of coal.
I've got a little bucket of coal
And a
in my
fire.
console, and somebody opens up the. Well, I guess I have to open it if I'm not alone. I
don't
open
know.
up the
You
little
gotta
hatch.
hire a little monkey.
I open up the hatch, and a monkey.
Just
We
get a
have
little
coal
monkey.
monkey.
Yeah,
These-
get your little
this
monkey.
is getting better and better. We're not moving backwards on this conversation.
You just
at
have this
all.
huge flame in your car.
Oh, fantastic! Yes, and I'm
Big
scooping coal.
furnace.
Scooping coal, I'm dumping it in the furnace behind me.
Can you
Behind me
imagine?
is-
Can you imagine parked outside my house and you're there to pick up me or Jeff and you're like honk, honk, with the big old steam engine horn?
This is fantastic. And you're
I'm in.
fucking talking about hydrogen? Get the fuck out of here.
Coal car.
Coal car.
No, really, we got to harness energy,
This is
the energy of
fantastic.
hydrogen. And you know what? What I believe is they already have,
They have. But
and they're just
Yeah.
not sharing this because
But here's the
they're
thing.
suppressing it.
But here's the thing. So they're looking at what it takes to have a significant number of vehicles run on hydrogen. Okay, and this is no small feat. You now have to figure out how are people. Okay, if you don't have your coal car, you have a hydrogen car. Now you need a hydrogen filling station.
No, you need a battery filling station now.
Well, and that's what they're doing, right? In his State of the Union address, he was like, and we're going to invest $1 trillion in making more battery stations all over the country. Well, okay. Well,
That's part of it. He's going to have to do.
he is going to have to do, but it's still not a viable energy source. That's the problem. Hydrogen is.
Well, because coal makes that energy for the cars.
That's right.
You're
And
still
natural
going to need
gas.
fossil fuels to charge all those damn cars.
That's right. That's right. Because they're moving away from, or they have already abandoned nuclear energy. If they had
Yeah.
stuck with reactors, then this would not be an issue.
Right.
And that's another thing. That's another viable option. The nuclear reactors.
Absolutely.
I'm getting blown up, by the way.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I think it was that mellow corn.
Is that what it was? We should have brought the bottle up. We need to talk about that in the second half.
We need to talk about the mellow corn.
Because,
Well,
ladies
just
and
briefly,
gentlemen,
just
dudes
briefly.
like us. But do we do dudes like us? I'm Sean.
I'm Paul.
No, Jeff.
Are
Yeah.
we? Well, hold on. I don't hear any
A little
music.
late to the game.
No, well, I mean, I'm just saying we never did
We
that.
have to do it again as soon as the music starts.
Oh,
No, that's done at that point.
Oh, it's a one and done. So we do need to talk about mellow corn, yellow corn.
Mellow.
Oh, it is mellow corn.
yellow.
Mellow corn.
It's mellow corn yellow.
Mellow yellow corn.
And the good thing is it's bottle and bond.
Yeah,
That's so crazy.
How can it be bottle and bond?
It is.
It is.
It's
so
100 proof.
It's 4 years, 100 proof, and oak barrel, and because it's got a nice color to it. And look, honestly, it was sweet. And I know we didn't taste it at the time. I tasted it at the time because I'm a loser. But
It
I-
tasted like gut
I didn't
rot
realize.
to
I thought
me.
it had to be a bourbon to be
There
that.
it is.
There it
It's
is.
a fantastic label. All right, so what's the story behind this? We were at Total Wine, and our hookup there, who's a very
One of
cool
them.
dude.
We
yeah.
got several. We got
We have
Kevin.
several. All right.
90%
Kevin
corn.
and Stan. Stan's
Stan.
another one.
So Stan says, dude, we got one bottle left of this. And we're like, oh, unicorn.
Yeah.
And it's mellow corn.
Look at the MSRP on that bitch.
$14?
12.
$12. And he goes, you got to try this.
It's a nickel.
So, yeah, it's a bottled and bond mellow corn, 90% corn whiskey. It's not a bourbon, of course,
No.
because it's solid corn. And, yeah, it was not that great.
We need to try it again.
I don't think so. I mean,
mean,
it was
really, we can't-
perfect for what it was.
Okay, first off, we can't on the heels of Mellow Corn take
this Elijah Craig, yeah.
this 9, the one I give a 9 to, right? So that's not really fair.
Well, you know what? I think that this Mellow Corn is perfect to bring inside of like Revel or something.
Correct.
We need to fill up some.
Lord. We already
seriously.
get blown up. You want to get blown up on Mellow Corn?
You know, I don't care if we get blown up, but what I'm saying is, I don't want to come home with a $500 tab.
Well, you can do that with Jim Beam.
Well, I'm just saying if we true, but if we
Jim, well, this is $12.
yeah, we need to bring in a Traveler's Delight.
Yeah.
Let's order some Coca-Colas.
So wow, we're getting extreme here. We want to
Coca,
save.
Pepsi.
Let me walk through this. We want to save money by bringing in our own alcohol,
Mellow Corn.
and we want to bring in the cheapest alcohol. So not only are we saving money by not buying their alcohol, we're bringing gut rot with us. I mean, come on, guys. Let's draw some sort of line here.
That Chinese surveillance balloon shot down by that U.S. jet fighter was something else. I mean, we never really elaborated too much on it, just to fathom how big that thing was. I mean, even they said I heard several. It was like 15 football fields.
I heard it was 3 school buses.
3 school buses. That was the payload on the bottom. So that was stretching because it was probably.
Are you serious? Oh, I thought that was the balloon.
Oh no, the balloon.
No.
The balloon, dude. The balloon was 200 foot tall. Wrap your head around that.
Well, that's why you can see it at 60,000 feet.
You know,
Yeah.
I wondered that. Everybody around the country was like taking a picture of it. I'm like, how are they doing that?
It's ginormous.
60,000 feet. That is ridiculous.
It's tremendous. I mean, look, go down the road a mile and see how big a balloon is down there.
Right.
Okay? I mean, and you have these balloons that are up in the sky. The balloons that are up there now are probably 75 foot.
Why wouldn't they
tall.
make it like a light blue color?
Yeah, make it hidden a little
Instead
bit
of
better.
like
That would have been
white.
smart. That would have been smart. You know,
Yeah.
like hawks, their underside looks like the sky.
Yeah.
So you can't
Whatever.
see them.
But the thing is
Or in the shape
they
of a
have
bird
these they
or
have these
dragon.
photos
Shape
of
of a
it that
bird.
for some reason every time they pop up on the internet they disappear just as fast. It's just like they're being shut down. Google is a crooked son of a bitch.
Yeah,
I mean,
they are. Big
they're
tech.
crooked. I mean, you Google pictures for it and they disappear. They're gone. So I saw a picture that you clearly see these. Oh my God! There's a
Like
barrage.
solar arrays.
Yeah, there was like a barrage of
It
shit.
looked like a space station on the
and then
bottom
all of a sudden
the
you
thing.
can't see it anymore.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they whatever they were looking for, they got. Right? They got because it was transmitted.
Yeah, and
It was transmitted as they were flying. It wasn't like it was a flash drive.
click on the
so were
second
they thinking they were
rundown.
going to like pull the flash
to the,
drive
to
off
the right
of the
and
balloon?
down. No, down right there. The little to the right. One more right there. Bam. That has kind of an illustration.
Oh my
It doesn't
God.
have dimensions.
Huge.
Oh, does it have dimensions? But that's essentially what it was. So if the balloon was 200 foot tall, which it says, that thing right there is about 160 foot wide.
So okay, so it has a little height thing. 120,000 feet is as high as those balloons can go. 80 to 120,000 feet. But this one was at 66,000 feet, and a fighter aircraft shot it down with a missile. Why didn't they go to 120,000 where we couldn't shoot it down? That was interesting. I'm not sure.
I don't think that their cameras are effective from that
Oh,
place.
right.
And I
right.
don't think that
They
the
probably use
ability
Samsung.
to control the flight path is good at that
Yeah,
point.
they said it blew off course.
That
Meanwhile,
was
it's,
the original
meanwhile
gesture.
it's being guided by satellites.
Right.
Is what our military said.
Man, the whole thing is a clusterfuck.
It
It's
totally
a compilation of errors, and the only ones that are paying the price will ultimately be the United States of America citizens.
Well, I read today a news article on Fox that they're doing this across multiple continents, multiple countries.
Yeah, one was in Latin America.
Yeah, there's been several others on other countries that it's coming out.
Right.
So they're like scoping the entire world out. Is what they're doing.
You know what's funny? When it was still flying over our country, and they said there was another one over Latin America, I told Shelley, I was like, "Oh my God! If a fighter jet from Colombia or Argentina or wherever they're flying over shoots theirs down, and we don't shoot ours down, it's going to look so bad."
But it
That's
looked
what
bad.
I literally thought that's what was going to happen.
It's embarrassing to
It
think
is
that
embarrassing.
that balloon going 5 miles per hour wasn't shot down sooner. I mean,
Well,
I
time out.
It was
They said
a lot better than that.
Well, it said it got up to 18 miles an hour. So hold the horses there.
Well, no, it made it across the United
don't be
States
so
in
judgmental.
a week. So it was going more than 5
I know.
miles per
I'm
hour.
kidding. I have no idea.
Well,
how
it's up
fast it
there. I
was
imagine the airflow is a little bit
Yeah.
different, but the resistance, the wind resistance, is a little bit different for it to. Well, it does. The point is that it entered American airspace
Yeah.
and it exited, and they got everything they needed. And you know, Joe is sucking somebody's dick over there, allowing that to happen.
Yeah.
And then the first thing they were saying, they were like, you know what? Several of those came through when Trump was in office.
Oh, that
What
pissed
was that
me
about?
off.
What?
Yeah,
What
they
was
were like,
that?
oh, and by the way,
Did
there
they
were
retract that?
no. They said, oh, and by the way, during Trump's administration, there were 3 balloons that went across the country, and they were undetected. And NORAD came out and was like, oh, yeah, well, that's, well, Biden told us, I want you to look for anything and everything that could possibly enter our airspace. And so we tweaked our surveillance, and now that's why we were able to see the balloon. But during the Trump administration, nobody really cared. So
So how do they know
I
the
was like,
balloons went
what a
across?
fucking crock of shit.
I think they did cross, but I think the fact that they tried to make Biden look out like this brilliant
It was
person.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, if you NORAD or our military in general, if you didn't have whatever parameters you needed to have to spot a balloon during Trump's administration, that's on you.
Right.
That's on you, military. That's not on Trump.
No.
Don't even for a second try to give Biden credit for telling the military that they should be looking out for a Chinese spy balloon. I mean, I got so pissed off when I read that. That was a cheap shot, a total cheap shot.
Yeah.
And they retracted it. They did retract it.
Correct.
Meaning the insinuation that Trump was to blame and
For the previous 3.
correct.
All right. Well,
They did retract that, and they go, well, we didn't mean to insinuate that Trump was, fell down on the job.
there's tons of stuff in our face. The State of the Union address, the Chinese balloon, the Super Bowl that's upcoming,
The
yeah.
Disney
There's
concert, the Disney cartoon.
the Disney woke folk. I mean, God bless. I mean, really, that proud family.
Proud
That
family.
is off the charts, man. But we're all here. We got to endure it. We got to figure out how we're gonna course correct this path that we're taking.
I will say one thing: the Huckabee,
the Sandra Huckabee.
yeah, you know what she said? We're not even talking about the difference between right and wrong. We're talking about
There
the
you
difference
go.
between normal and crazy.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
thought that was great.
It's brilliant.
That's
Brilliant.
totally how I feel. I don't
It
know
is.
about you guys.
No, it is. There's just crazy bullshit going on
It's
out
a
there.
stretch of the imagination that dudes like us all over the planet should appreciate it. We'll talk about this and a whole lot more, including we're going to talk about something in the second half. We were
Cubes?
delaying it.
Oh, we got
No,
all
you
sorts
had
of stuff
mentioned
in the second half.
You had said
we got some deaths.
We got
Yeah,
some
some
prominent
deaths, but there was
deaths that
something you said,
Jeff
no, we're gonna
loves
save
to
it.
talk
Oh,
about.
Yeah.
We have shark attacks to talk
Oh, yeah.
about.
Shark attacks.
We have the Turkey earthquake
the
to talk
cobalt,
about.
cobalt mines, earthquakes.
that's what it was. It was the
Yeah.
cobalt
Cobalt
mines that we
mines. I
mentioned
want to talk
earlier.
about Turkey too, man. There's some crazy
Oh, I
shit going
love
on over
Turkey.
there.
It's so hungry.
Oh, that's not really what I'm
Oh, the earthquake. All right. Well, dudes like us, I'm Sean.
I'm Paul.
And I'm Jeff.
Producer, thank you.